On December 5 and 20, foom, foom, foom. On December 5 and 20, foom, foom, foom. Oh, a child was born this night, so rosy white, so rosy white. Foom, foom, in a stable mean and lowly, foom, foom, foom.
Well, good evening, everyone. On behalf of the City of St. Genevieve, I welcome you for our annual tree lighting, and it's what a spectacular evening it is this evening. Nice, cool, and crisp, and I want to thank you all for coming out. I want to especially thank Mrs. Annette Rolfe. She does a lot of work and always behind the scenes, and just does a great job organizing this festival, and it's quite a challenge. So thank you, Miss Annette. I don't know where you're at. Give her a hand. Yeah. All righty. So with that, my job is to introduce our MC for tonight, who's Gary Shield. Is he here? Here he is. Oh, he's the guy with the blue hat. So welcome, Gary.
Hey, Gary.
He knew I was here. Again, we would like to welcome you on behalf of the Holiday Christmas Festival Committee. We would like to welcome you on. Thank you all for showing up to participate in our Christmas tree lighting ceremony. We also, as a committee, we would like to again reiterate that we would like to thank Annette Rolfe for everything she's done, because to be perfectly honest, without her, this would not be taking place. And right now, I get to tell you some things. St. Genevieve was the oldest place in town, or not town, in the country, oldest place in town. But we were established around 1735 to 1750. And we have a 275 years of celebrating Christmas, and we have French explorers who arrived here early in the 1700s. And now we will be hearing from the Le Chanteur Francais.
Thank you. Thank you, Gary.
Venez devant Messia, sauvez nos jours infortunés. Venez ce soir de vie, venez, venez, venez. En déshonnez, hâtez-vous pas, sauvez les hommes, ne doutez pas, secourez-nous, ne tardez pas. Venez devant Messia, sauvez nos jours infortunés. Venez ce soir de vie, venez, venez, venez. Venez, venez, venez.
Thank you, Fred. I don't know why I'm so nervous tonight, because I do know this, but in 1762, we became part of the Spanish properties, and then in 1788, the Americans started coming in. They came in from places like Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia, and in 1800, France reacquired the United States. And then they sold it, Napoleon, who in 1803 sold it to the United States for, that was called, what? She's got it written here. Louisiana Purchase. I was going to say St. Genevieve County again, but that wouldn't have been right. But now we will hear from a song from our singers, from the St. Genevieve High School singers.
God bless America. This is the land I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mount to the prairie, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home.
Aren't these guys great? Well, in 1840, the Germans came, and with them came the Christmas tree.
Oh, Tannenbaum, rejoice in deiner Blätter. Oh, Tannenbaum, rejoice in deiner Blätter. Die grüßen nun zur Sommerzeit, nein, ab im Winter bin ich neid. Oh, Tannenbaum, rejoice in deiner Blätter.
And about this time, Santa Claus came into our area, and there he is. Give him a big hand.
Do-da-da-ba-do-do-da. 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 Ba-do-do-ba-do-do-ba-ba-ba.
It's Santa.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Big Santa Blaze and all the big reindeer are pulling on the rein. I hear those bells a-ringing and children singing, all is merry and bright. You better hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Do-da-da-ba-do-do-da. 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 Ba-do-do-ba-do-do-ba-ba-ba.
It's Santa.
Here comes Santa Claus, ba-do-do Santa Claus, ba-do-do-ba-ba, ba-do-do-ba-ba. Ba-do-do-ba-ba, 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 ba-do-do-ba. We're gonna hear those sleigh bells jingle, jangle, what a beautiful sight. So when you jump in bed, cover up your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Do-da-da-ba-do-do-da. 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 Ba-da-da-ba-ba, ba-da-da-ba. Merry Christmas.
Well, Saint Genevieve is the, anyway, Saint Genevieve is we're just a French settlement, you know what I'm saying? And Saint Genevieve has been around, is the longest, we're the only town in the United States that has its roots back, that still is a city, that is still is a town. The French were very instrumental in a lot of things that we just take for granted today. They just, you know, it's like the homes and stuff that we have in the area. And if you haven't had a chance to visit them, be sure to visit them tomorrow. But we also have, I'm sorry about this.
One more song.
One more song, I know.
French.
Saint Genevieve is named after Genevieve, the patron saint of Paris. And I apologize for my brain today, but I would just again like to thank you all for coming, and this choir is great, and the La Chanteur singers are going to be here.
This is a St. Genevieve favorite that's always been sung at a midnight mass on Christmas Eve, and anybody that knows this, sing along. Il est né. Il est né, le divin enfant, joué au grand raisonné musette. Il est né, le divin enfant, chanson tous son événement. musette. Il est né un enfant, chantons tous son événement. And would everybody sing along with the German one, Stille Nacht, and then we'll go into one verse of Silent Night. Stille Nacht, heilige Nacht, alles schläft, einsam wacht, nur das traute Hoch, heilige Paar. Oh, der Knabe hielt nach in dem Haar, schlaft in himmlischer Ruhe, schlaft in himmlischer Ruhe. Everybody, Silent Night. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
And before I turn the mic back over to Gary, I think I can explain a little bit of his disorientation this evening, if we'll call it that, Gary, if you don't mind. But I sprung it on Gary at the last minute, right before the opening ceremonies, that he was going to have to share the podium with us this evening because our regular sound man, and keep him in your prayers if he would, came down with pneumonia this week, and he was unable to be here to run the sound. So we've had to do a little makeshift this evening and get and work with each other. But we've done this before, Gary. I know that we can. Get along. But he hasn't had the time. He hasn't had the podium to himself all evening to prepare his notes between songs. So there, have your podium back.
Hang on, I don't share good, okay? Especially when it comes to food, I don't share at all. Well, what we would like for you to do, if you have time this evening after you leave here, down at the Presbyterian Church, they have cards. And with the cards, all you got to do is go down there and sign your name and say maybe Merry Christmas if you like. But it goes to some of the veterans and soldiers that are around in homes in the area. And so, and I believe they usually have a living history down there. We would again like to thank everyone who took the time to show up tonight. And again, thank Annette. And again, just Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Great.